Oh,
So,
great.
yes, so no pressure. No pressure at all with that. So I'll just wait for a couple more people to get on here and we'll just advertise that we'll be doing that in all cities we travel to in 2026. If there's anybody who wants to host or co-host a in-person YouTube workshop, we'll take handle of all the details, venue and advertising of it. We're just trying to build a larger community because I know there's a ton of people still stuck on what to do with their YouTube or how to get started. Or like there's so many like I talk to people every single week not making videos and I'm like, what are you doing? Well, this is our strategy. And I'm like, I understand you get a strategy for your nonprofit or your book launch or your podcast launch or all this stuff, but it's super easy to throw all this stuff onto YouTube at the same time and have YouTube start um, ranking your videos with your consistency and videos with your name, your business name, your nonprofit's name, your book's name, all that fun stuff. So, um, anyway, we'll just wait to see. Hey, good morning, Darlene. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Was that delivery truck yesterday for me, or I don't think so, but
Yes, I posted that picture for you.
thanks. I just want the some people are okay with one item showing up, and others like how many are showing up. I'm like, I don't know. It depends. I can't get any of that stuff locally, so you're my next stop next week. So I thought, hey, I'll just ship everything to you. So
Well, I got three packages, but
okay,
that
I
truck
think there's
wasn't for
five. I think
you.
there's the dog food won't be there till like Tuesday. So I was just like, I don't think it's gonna make it to Mississippi before I leave, and none of the local Target stores have it here. So
It's
um,
fine. I
I
just
know
thought it was so
it's just
funny.
funny because I don't know how much stuff's sitting in New Jersey for me. And then when our comic book finally gets shipped that we've been waiting like 2 years on, um, I don't know how many copies I get. I don't know how many boxes that's gonna get, and that's gonna go to New Jersey. So I gotta go pick that up whenever it gets printed and shipped. So
Well, it was also funny when you texted me, and then that truck drove
yeah,
up
yeah,
in front of
yeah.
my house, and I'm like, "Holy mess! What did you order?"
Well, I know last time I was there, I was looking, I think, for three parcels, and there's two ready for me. And I told Gwen, I'm like, Amazon says it's in the mailbox. Go check the mailbox. And
It
there
is
was
in the
one in the
mailbox.
mailbox, right? So
Yeah, they
I
came.
wouldn't have known that unless it was on the app. Because I've had it at our house in Canada. It annoys me. Amazon annoys me because if you leave your garage door open, they'll just leave parcels in there. And if you don't know where they left them, I gotta find them.
Gwen found them in the mailbox. They're
Okay.
here. I
And I
got
know when we
them.
were last at our property in October, um, obviously I'm not the tenant, but we were cleaning out our garage and Amazon. And there, when we left that street, there's just new houses being built. So of course now we got lots of neighbors now. Amazon was just dropping stuff off in my garage, and I'm like, no, they're not for me. Go leave them at the front door because I'm doing a garage sale and I don't want anything to get lost or stolen or have anybody upset with me. So it's just funny where your stuff ends up sometimes. So
We're okay. It's
yeah,
whatever.
perfect, perfect. Good morning, Mr. Rittenauer. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How,
Doing good. That's good. Oh,
how's your
I
trip?
missed, you broke up there for a second. So,
How's your trips going?
um, well, we're stationary. We've been stationary, just waiting for the cold weather to pass. But it looks like Texas is nice, and we've got an event with Darlene on Tuesday. So we're gonna head back to Texas starting tomorrow, and then see if we can get some in-person YouTube workshops scheduled. So I've been talking to a couple people in Dallas area and just there's other YouTube coaches out there. Um, and I've been talking to them just to see because they handle higher end or bigger accounts. I'm open to talking to anyone with a YouTube um, channel, no matter if they're at under 1,000 subs or 1,000,000 subs. I talk to people every single day about their channels and about their content and their process, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm open to learning. As you know, you've met me. I'm open to learning from everybody in whatever industry to see if there's any value added knowledge or help I can give them. Sometimes I don't want it. And then they come back a year later saying, okay, I'm ready for the advice you have. And I'm like, okay, it's still the same advice. Go fix this. And then, you'll get over that hurdle that you're having. So um, travel's travel. We haven't really traveled. We've done Mardi Gras parades the last 2 week, last weekend and this weekend, just because it's that time of season. It's fun to go and do that stuff and see the dynamics of how every city handles Mardi Gras season. So, last night we were in New Orleans, so that's always a fun city because people are super nice during parade season, at least. Traffic may not be good in going into New Orleans, but I've driven there a couple times by myself and parked there. So, um, yeah, it's just you get used to it, and that just those parade that parade last night was like. I don't know, like 3 hours long. It's crazy. It's super long. I knew it was going to be at least 2 hours, but
Well,
3 hours.
we did get stuck with a float out right in front of us for an excessive amount of time because I don't know why it didn't move. That was the only weird part was when we had
And
little
we
boys
actually,
with
uh,
sticks trying to hit the float in front of us as I'm like, can I just push these kids into people? Like I would like to remove them, not my child.
um,
But I
and
did
we
like to
and we
see.
and we missed the first parade because we didn't get there early enough. So we caught the end of the first parade, and there's parades that happen almost not. I'm not gonna say not gonna say every day, but there's a lot of parades, and they go on for a month, so or 3 weeks or something like that. So anyway, it's just fun to see how people celebrate. There's no barrier, there's no road barriers in New Orleans, so there's nothing stopping you from walking out or falling out in front of vehicles, which is super interesting how they do it relatively safely. Where Mobile
Not,
and the other,
there's a couple times Penelope only got almost got hit in the head by somebody with a trombone or a or like trumpet because they're literally right beside us because we're right on the edge because you're pretty much right to the edge of the road and the road is big enough for them to just walk by and they're going back and forth with their music and a couple times almost got knocked out by some brass instruments, which is an interesting experience, but it was fun. And I did like that one had the theme of Cleopatra. My daughter totally enjoyed it because a lot of the things they throw would be themed to Cleopatra, so that was what you were trying to collect is Cleopatra themes. And there was everything from spa days to cooking to karaoke. And they had different branded things that would be around the theming of Cleopatra. So it's actually a very interesting event because you don't see that anywhere else, right?
the floats in New Orleans are super sophisticated. I like to see the craftsmanship of the floats. I think it'd be super cool to see like video series about how they make them because every city's a little bit different, but they're super. I took a little bit of. I didn't take any video last Saturday, the daytime one, but last Friday, it was cold in Mobile, Alabama, so my photos were a little. Uh, Last Saturday afternoon, it was freezing, so I didn't take any. I think I got like 3 photos. But last night, it was super warm, so I took more content. I think it'd be super interesting to see like build series on those floats and just what goes into them because these parades have been going on for decades and not everybody knows all the history of it. So I don't know. I love history. I've told you on this channel, on this YouTube masterclass before, I love history. So when we travel, I look up every city's history just to find out how cities were started, what their main industry is. Of course, I'm in business and I want to sell my IT consulting services or my YouTube consulting services to businesses out there that need them. So I'm always interested in what makes a city run and how we can help people in that city. So anyway, I think Sarah's dumping stuff in the note and in the chat. So good morning, Sarah. How are you doing?
Good morning. Oh, I'm just heckling Krisha about mooses. So moose,
Okay, no
it's
worries. I'm
not
just like,
YouTube
I
related.
was like,
It's
how many?
heckling.
I just read it. Just how's your? I hope I was posting in your Facebook group this week, and then I got shadow banned, so I don't actually know what's be. Or I got partial Facebook jail again, so I don't know what's actually been posted because it comes back and tells me I'm not allowed to post, so I can't make comments on anything. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to keep posting and then just see who's. This is a this is like posting on social media. You just post things and hope somebody sees them and then takes some benefit or comes back and argues their point, and then you can like argue your point, and then hopefully everybody learns something at the end of the day. So,
I want to make a comment on that because, you would normally, if you had not had these experiences, you could be like, okay, so you get not seen, right? So you're not able to post. So you pay to be able to post or you pay for advertisements. But that doesn't mean you're not going to get banned because we've also had that experience with you getting banned for advertisements for your business, right?
well, Facebook ads, we've been banned off Facebook, and then Google ads, we've been banned and kicked
So
off
you
Google My
can't even
Business.
pay for the authority through some of these social medias. That's the point. The point is that you can't even go and tell them that I'm a legit business. I want to give you money so I can even advertise. So if you're not going to let me post because you don't like what I'm posting or I can't get seen because I don't have enough followers or whatever, you can still run into issues with paying to advertise on social media. We have had that for years. I'm at this point, right, Mike?
Yeah, well, and the interesting thing now with my partial Facebook ban, I think it's because I changed my bank account for my Facebook monetization payout. Because I changed it because it's not been hitting my bank account. I keep getting an error message, so I changed it to PayPal, and then all of a sudden, I got this window that just pops up saying you're banned from doing stuff until 5:40 some PM on February 12th. I was like, that's super interesting. So, because I can't, because it doesn't tell me, because my last ban in October was from posting too many things on Facebook Marketplace in like 24, 48 hours. And when that ban happened, I could log into Facebook, could not see anything. And then I believe Darlene called me the next morning within hours. So it was probably like within 7, 8 hours of me being banned, saying you're not even on Facebook anymore. So I was like, okay, this is a good time to double down on YouTube and post on YouTube because I haven't been banned on YouTube yet, and just to keep posting content because you're not sure when you're posting what parts of your audience are even going to see your stuff, right? That's why we say, hey, post on YouTube, but post on all the other platforms that you got. Make one video per week minimum and just post that everywhere because someone should see it. And with YouTube, since it just gets, his, you know, um, eventually ranked, if you're posting consistently on YouTube and it gets ranked, all that stuff's going to show up in Google search and AI search in the future when when your current customers or your potential customers are looking for you. YouTube or any AI search is going to recommend your name, and it's just going to show links to your YouTube stuff, right? So, anyway, I don't know what the point where I was going with that. Anyway, but th with this weird partial ban on Facebook, it's like I can post, but I can't comment on my posts or anybody. I've never seen one like this, and I've been banned off Facebook probably like a dozen times in the last 6 years since COVID or whatever. Um, but I can't DM, so I can DM some people, but I can't DM others. So I literally just um taking screenshots of I've had a bunch of new people this week just DMing me asking me if I'm coming to a certain event in Miami in like 2 weeks, and I wasn't planning to unless I don't. I'm not sure. I haven't booked a ticket for that yet because it's a lot of travel to go to Texas and then all the way back to Florida. So I haven't but I can take a screenshot of me not being able to DM you and post that on Facebook. So it doesn't even make any sense. It's such a weird thing, but just to keep, if any of these weird things happen to you, like you're posting on YouTube and you get any type of strikes or whatever, it's just like just keep going because mentally you might get upset about it, might be emotional about it. There's going to always be something going on with any of these platforms that may not make sense. And you're like, well, wait a minute, I didn't have a problem posting this on YouTube before. And then you get, I know Kristen, I don't think she's here today because she's got stuff to do on a Saturday like us all. Um, but she's just recently been she's made her Icons of Naples series, so she's been scheduling that on a drip campaign, I think it's one new episode every 2 weeks or whatever it is, but she's starting to as she's dripping those out, starting to get you know copyright complaints or whatever. And it's just part of the game. I get those all the time. I get those all the time on Facebook. So I'm just like, just keep posting, acknowledge if the platform comes back and says you've got a strike or copyrighted music or AI, you use this AI to do this or whatever. Like it's things are gonna get noticed. Things might get flagged a little bit. Just acknowledge them, keep on going. Um, the worst case scenario is you're posting video content and it's not gonna and YouTube's gonna tell you it's not gonna count towards your watch time. It's not a huge deal because we want you to keep making videos and being the discipline of making videos and being consistent. And eventually you're gonna get your 1,000 subscribers. And eventually you're gonna get your 4,000 watt. If you stay consistent in posting every single week, every single month, you'll eventually learn your rhythm, learn what type of content you're posting that's gonna get you your watch hours. And that stuff's not even going to be up to date all the time because I know when people come to me, they're like, "Hey, I've got all this traction, but my watch hours don't seem to be climbing very fast." And I'm like, "Well, a watch hour is it's 60 minutes. It's a lot. It's a good chunk of time, and YouTube may not be accurate, so it might take them." I'm not even going to say days. It may take them weeks or months to actually for the on your back end when you're looking at your YouTube and you're looking at the back end system where you can see your subscribers, your watch time, all of the stuff that goes towards your monetization. It's not going to be updated right away. It might take weeks or months to actually update based on just how much traffic is happening on the YouTube platform. And it's just not going to be immediately, oh, I did this video. I know I've got watch time. Like you're just going to have to wait for the for YouTube to update its metrics and just be
Yes.
patient with that stuff
Well, one of the,
because
can I make a comment on the
yeah,
matrix
go ahead.
or the metrics or whatever? Because you might see something and be like, oh, look, it's showing me I got 20 views. But if you go into a different part of the metric screen, you'll be like, oh, that's actually had like 150 views. So that's also the other thing is that where the metrics even update are not consistent on YouTube. So it might show one thing in one area, which is more public, but in the back end, it hasn't processed or added all the extra numbers or views, right? So that's why Mike is saying like that you don't know because it can take a while. Plus, your video often might be getting more views days later, right? So that will be also why when you put something out, it may not go and have a million hits or whatever, and it might be one that just gets consistent views for a very long time because there's a lot of people who have made really good money getting that one video that they've made that everybody that goes to at some point researching that topic and they're the number one hit. So they just have this massive passive income video, right? That they just have that just sits there that just continues to get more hours and more views because it existed, right?
Well,
So that's also the goal is to have that
because it
rivalry, right?
ranks. Because it ranks. It's simply because it
Exactly.
ranks, and there's enough people who see that who are searching for that type of video, whether it's here's how to cook this or bake this or fix this or whatever the case may be. Because I know when I'm searching for certain do-it-yourself help videos on YouTube, you're like, okay, as we know, if you've been on YouTube before, you might have to go through 10, 20, 30 junky videos where the title and the description matches what you're searching for, but it doesn't help you. And then you find the one that does help you, doesn't matter, and you're like, okay, wait, look at how, it's there for a year, 2 years, 10 years, a million views. It's because that is the video that everybody is watching and rewinding and watching and rewinding to confirm they're on the right track for that particular thing that they're looking up. They're looking up, right? And with the metrics, we just got to realize that every day more and more and more people. There's a lot of people in the world. There's a lot of people who make video content. And with the advent of AI, the amount um that amount and frequency of videos is just going to grow. So when Julie and I were accepted into the YouTube program, when we hit monetization status in 2024, so 2 years ago, when we hit monetization status, the YouTube club, the monetized YouTube club was 0.01%. So 0.01% of YouTube accounts were in the monetization club. With the advent and adoption and dumping of AI videos onto YouTube, it's at like 2% now. So in 2 years, that's a huge growth in the YouTube and how much video content's on YouTube and how many people are trying to grab monetization status. That's why the analytics are so off right now, is because there's just been so much more stuff uploaded. I believe right now YouTube's got more day-to-day, like there's more video content being streamed on YouTube than Netflix and Disney Plus combined. And there's a lot of people who watch, Netflix and chill every day or Disney Plus and chill every single day. Those eyeballs are slowly all moving over to YouTube. So there's still huge opportunity for all creators because YouTube's number one video platform. And
Well, and it does make sense. Right now, economically wise, people are looking for all the other ways to, if they have a job, to subsidize. So they're going out and they have to make, like, what do you do? What do you do? You can get on, I don't know how many trends I have seen for instant money that never works out, or you have to build something on the side that exists, right? And you can go and get the clickbaity things that are like, oh, we're gonna get you your 100,000 subs in 30 days and whatever. But the reality is that's probably not going to be sustainable because, did you actually get those users, followers authentically? Because if you don't, they're going to drop off, right? So it is interesting because it does seem appropriate that anything online, especially in the content creation, is going to be where people are going to go, especially now. Because if you want to be heard or if you've got something to say, everybody's going to go online. And then it does come back to years ago when I was in my computer science programming class for C++ back in university. There was something I had watched or come across that said everybody would have their 15 minutes of fame because that's what technology was going to evolve to. And I did not believe that. I'm like, that's not even possible. Now we go into the future and you're like, yeah, everybody's got some level, whether you get that, you saw that crash and they get it posted and get them, hundreds or millions of views or whatever, right? So it is an interesting how much that changes. But I also think that's also an interesting statistic to why they're going clamping down on the AI, because they don't want you to not be part of the process of making content. They still want a human aspect. So where YouTube is getting much more stingy on AI is, first, if you're not disclosing it's AI. And if they see it's essentially junk AI, so it's like something that is being repeated on multiple channels, like it's a script that was written by AI that you didn't even look at, and then it's talked out by AI, and then the video is made by AI, and there was no human intervention to check the quality of the process, check the accuracy of the information. That's what they want to cut out. And that was the video that I shared. That's really what they're talking about, is getting rid of junk content. Because if you did increase double your, as a business, doubling the amount of people that get paid out is extremely dramatic. And it's like, but is it beneficial to them? And if there's content that is not going to keep users on their platform, which I don't know if the AI one is or not, then obviously that's why they're probably getting a little bit more strict on the AI and also wanting to make sure that, there is still a human component. So it's an interesting thing on how this is all evolving. And
Yeah, no, I had seen in the I don't know, it was this week where it was a YouTube video of how many um channels were shut down, but they're just purely AI channels. It was just like clickbait, clickbait, clickbait. Because I see a ton of them. I don't really go. I'm usually more so looking, people who've DM'd me on Facebook saying they're looking for help. I've just literally been reaching out to people looking at their content and saying, hey, for your business, make some business really. I understand you're using AI tools. That's great. Make content, put your face on them, put your customer's face on them, do before and afters. You can definitely use AI to illustrate before and afters, but like have if your face is on that channel, if your face is the profile pic, if your face is the background, like if um the YouTube channel photo, it's gonna be more authentic than something that's all just AI output. So it's there's a ton of Facebook groups I'm in where I see like it would be a Facebook group for specific technology like Hey Gen AI. We've gone through months ago, we went through Syllabi and Hey Gen and InVideo and all these AI video generate. We've used them in the past, and then of course it's great for me to be in those Facebook groups because when people I want to know the owners of the software to network with them to see if we can lend our help to them. And then also anybody using those tools just to see what the average frustration point of YouTube creators are. Because I know generally it's like, hey, just make videos and you'll make money. Well, there's more to it than just making videos and making money. It's like have ha providing benefit, provide like story's got to make sense, right? When you're writing a script for your story, whether it's about something that's happened in your industry or happened to you personally, or fiction or nonfiction, let's just say that fiction or nonfiction, the story's got to make sense. And if you're writing it yourself and then just using AI to animate it, logically, it likely makes more sense than just a purely AI written story and then AI video generated or AI doing the image generation. But what I typically find is in these forums, people are, posting links to their videos. And then I'll go and just watch it. And I'm like, the story makes sense, but the video doesn't make sense because it's not just be so make sure when you're posting stuff that no matter if you're posting a video from somebody else, you made it, or it's AI generated, watch it and just make sure that the story flow makes sense because that's the only thing I believe that YouTube's going to go after is stuff, you know.
I think that's exactly why they went off of it is that how many videos just didn't even have the right information or just bad stuff because there was no human actually looking at the video in the process. And then that starts to lower the grade. And not saying that YouTube made the highest grade because anybody can really get a camera and make content and put it up on YouTube, but it is no longer human. And when it's not even giving human information, it's not even a human messing up, it's this AI giving wrong information, which really is a human messing up in the background by not taking responsibility. But you get what I'm trying to say, right?
Well, I think it was, when we were using a tool like Syllabi and you could just auto post those videos, but if the video
Oh yeah, because I had to
Judge,
watch them. It
if
didn't matter. It didn't matter
if the
how
video didn't make
fine-tuned
any
through the script.
sense because you haven't actually verified the words spoken or being spoken properly,
Yeah.
the creators of the creators of those tools say, hey, go edit. Go edit your videos to make sure they make sense before they're scheduled out. Because you can post manually or you can post from the software, right? So just like go and make sure if you're using anything AI that the story makes sense, the words spoken make sense, the subtitles make sense, the scene to scene images make sense and they flow properly because YouTube uses AI. They're gonna know throughout their analytics if that video is made by AI or made by a human, if it was edited in an AI editor with no human input, or if it was edited by a human, because there's going to be um
Well, different
metadata from
different code.
there's
There's
going to be
different code in the background.
there's
Different
going to be
like
well, it's metadata. It's like
exactly, exactly. Yeah.
this editor was created, this editor was used for making this video, this upload engine was used for this video,
Yeah,
right? And then if they see a
there's
tr
a fingerprint. There's a fingerprint to everything, and if you do it as a human, it's going to look different than an AI. But I wanted to point. Sarah's asking about somebody in her class asking if they use a script that's not written by them, but they use their own voice and they show up, right? So the AI generated the script, right? So it's kind of similar to what I'm doing,
well,
where what I
that would have been
do, it is
that
kind
would
of
have been our
similar because I do.
that would have been our issue with syllabi, right?
Well, no, no, no,
Did that
because no, with syllabi, we still have the AI images and the AI
No,
voice.
no, 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 no.
This,
I
no,
know,
this is
but
what.
you could tell the script because if you copied and pasted a script from ChatGPT and the M dashes were in there and messed up
Yes, yes, but she's saying, okay, not this is not an AI reading it. So let's say this student, female, male, doesn't matter. The student makes a video, but it's them on camera, them talking, but the only thing that's AI generated is their script, which is kind of what I'm kind of doing. I don't go buy a script when I do my weeks, but I do use AI to help me get my content
Oh,
together. And so
I
I don't think you would have at this point because if the student is on camera and is speaking in their own voice, I don't think the script would trigger anything because it's not in the metadata and it's not fingerprinted that there would be this other voice that's not human. And then the human also isn't going to make the M dash mistakes or the weird mistakes that AI would reading the script. That's not to say that the technology in the future might not get really good and be like, that look sounds
well, I
like not you.
it,
That sounds like AI. Could be a future thing. Right now, I don't think they could find that, and I don't think they're looking at it because you're pretty much all human, unless you start talking robotic and adding M
well,
dashes. I don't
and
know.
I don't know if I brought this up last week because I wanted to talk about this last week, but I don't think I brought it up. But um, I think I learned it 2 weeks ago during the YouTube training that what YouTube, there's an option in YouTube now where if you're just, I have this, it's like this ongoing conversation with audio only podcasters because there's a ton of there's a ton of people out there. They're like, Mike, I don't like YouTube. It's all I do. I actually spoke to somebody like last week about they only do audio, they only train on audio only podcasts. They did not agree with my YouTube first posting policy. And I'm like, dude, it's got to be everywhere. As you make a podcast, I'm like, if you're making a podcast and only throwing it up on Audible or Spotify and Apple Podcasts and not even posting it at all on Facebook, you're doing a disservice to yourself because you're not even organically promoting your own stuff. But what I brought up with this particular group was that YouTube's added in a feature. You could always I always got this pushback from audio only podcasters that there was no way to sync their podcast to YouTube. And I'm like, what are you talking about? YouTube said RSS synchronization for years. So if you make an audio only podcast, let's say, and it's use, it's either you talking or you interviewing something, or there's something going on audio, but there's no video. It's only audio. YouTube's added a feature in where they're gonna if you turn you can YouTube will they can create you an AI video to go along with your audio only podcast, and that video that I have not tested it. It's just something I've heard about in the last 2 weeks. So I was like, hey, this is a great idea. I need to find somebody with an audio only podcast and suggest that they try this just to see what the result is. But uh, Google has their VO3 video generation system, right? I use it. It's what I'm using to make this kids coloring book, which hopefully this weekend it's in the editor's bay. It's been in there I've been working on it for months, but every single week I find a different thing I can do with Google's AI video engine. And I was like, oh, I wonder it just gets better every single week, right? So I get frustrated with it because I was like, I want to do this, but I can't seem to figure it out. Anyway, YouTube is now generating videos for audio only podcasts using their VO3 engine. So they're open to AI videos. They're open to all this stuff. It's just a matter of I also know there's automation tools out there like Make, there's N8N, there's a bunch of them that if you're really into computer programming, you can use these platforms to automate every single step of your video creation process. That would be making your script, that would be using any of these AI video generators to automatically generate your video and it automatically uploads it. Those are the processes I believe that YouTube's really going after because we're in the age of AI where if you're really good at programming and using these tools, you can literally automate every single second of that video, which there's just so much more stuff on YouTube these days. So I think this is what we know YouTube's using AI to just visually fact check every video. They want to make sure that they're not leading their viewers astray. There's factual stuff on there. I think they want to also make sure that there's no what's going to be made via with a what are the typical videos made with AI? It's going to be clickbaity politics stuff. It's going to be, celebrity stuff, celebrity bashing that they may not necessarily want on their platform. Like there's going to just be all these um areas where we didn't have those videos before, and with
Okay, I have to
AI,
point
it's
out
super
one.
easy to do it. So they're going to be
Yes.
like, hey, we don't want this type of stuff on our platform.
One of them that was pointed out that I was like, oh, I never even thought about it, but I'd seen these videos so many times where they're telling a Reddit story in an AI voice. So some story about their boyfriend or am I the asshole or some story that they found on Reddit per se. So they're saying it's a Reddit story. And then the images you see have nothing to do with the story. They're gaming or they're doing something
That
with
is what I'm
food
talking.
or with some kind of
Yes.
sensory thing. And that was specifically talked about being junk AI videos that YouTube is attempting to get rid of. That was one exact
And it
category.
may also be the fact that since YouTube is an ad supported platform, advertisers don't get to choose. I don't know. I've not run ads, but I'm assuming that advertisers may not necessarily get it. Like when you reach monetization status, or when you're getting let's say when you're getting close to monetization status, if you go watch your own video, your own channel on YouTube, you're gonna go for and you're gonna have this phase. You're gonna have this phase of your YouTube channel without any ads on it. And then as soon as you're starting to get subscribers and watch time, YouTube's gonna start putting ads on your channel. And the only way, this is one of the benefits I sell to people about working on getting hiring us to help them get to their monetization status is a lot of people don't want there's certain creators who don't want any ads on any of their YouTube videos, and that's why they just choose not to do YouTube. And I'm like, As soon as you get to the monetization status level, you can choose to block all ads from your video. That's one of the benefits to YouTube monetization is just to turn off all the ads. But you also get the option of choosing what I'm not gonna say what brands, but like if you don't want ads about medicine or pharma or this, like you can choose. Obviously, that may end up limiting how much AdSense revenue you are receiving, but you have the option of choosing what sort of industry ads you don't want on your channel. So, um, maybe it might be feedback from YouTube advertisers saying, "Hey, you're running our ads on all this like garbage AI videos, and we don't want our ads run on any of this stuff because it could, they're just we're gonna see a bunch of weird stuff on social media, like people upset about this political party or this political party and their ads that they run, and I'm just like, we're gonna think, as we said, every platform constantly changes. We're just giving you our experiences with our channels have been monetized for 2 years. Just what I see from us having monetized channels and the SEO rankings that like when you search for my wife's business or my business, it's like our YouTube videos outrank our websites, which is great because I just want, if somebody searches me or my business name, I on Google, I'm like, hey, if I don't have to pay for Google search placement ad, if I don't, I've been there, done that with paid ads. I have not really had much success with it, but I have had success with people searching for me and my YouTube videos outranking my website, and that's what I want because I want people to, when they're looking me up, see my face, see that I'm knowledgeable and then you just build that instant no like trust, and then I put my videos on my Google My Business listings, so that way when it just there's a lot of benefits to ranking on
I
YouTube
think you
and
can
having
summarize it up. You're building a net. So if anybody looks at anything related to your
exactly.
name, your content, and your name, you got a net that people are going to get caught in and at least see you. Even if they're not looking for you, you caught them first and they got to see you and know you exist, right? And I wanted to make another comment about Sarah's question about her student. I would say that at this point there would be no point in disclosing it. Not that in the future disclosing that maybe your script was helped by AI, because we have software now where vidIQ works with YouTube and YouTube even supports vidIQ, which is like coming up with AI names and thumbnails for your video. So
Well,
that's about the same as your script kind of because it is writing words for you. It'll help you with your description too. It'll help you find tags and that's all AI generated. So it's kind of this weird area because the more I think about it, the more I'm like, well, they promote you to use AI in that context for names, thumbnails, descriptions, and all of that. And but if you have no humanness to your content and you don't disclose that you're using AI, that's going to get you in a lot of trouble. So I think that's like an area that right now, like I said before, they're not looking at. But
it just
it's
comes.
making sure when whoever the student is even if they're getting the chat to do or the AI to do the script, the information is correct. That's the
Okay,
responsibility.
that is literally. It's like, is there? Is there AI hallucination made up bullshit in this YouTube video? Because I find it all the time when I'm looking up stuff on no matter if I'm using like just technical advice, like pure tech support. When I'm giving my customers, my main job is cybersecurity. People contact me to say, "Hey, my computer doesn't work. Hey, my Google Mail's doing something weird. Hey, I'm not getting my emails." And I'm like, "Okay, I asked the customer for details." And I've got my 20, 30 years of IT support knowledge. But of course, what I did in the past was Google search, and then you would have to form your own opinion based on um, information you found on Google. But now we've got ChatGPT, we've got Gemini, we got Claude, we got all these AI tools. and not all the information that comes back from an AI tool, AI search, is factual. There's a lot of made up stuff. And I think that's the main thing. YouTube wants factual stories. Like they just want like when you read something, well, not everybody knows because this is why I built my own app for my tech support business is because I want people when they come to my company, don't get hacked. I want to give them a real advice, real factual answers, but I don't know everything, and I don't claim I know everything. I just got a lot of experience, and I've been able to decipher whether or not information I see on a YouTube video is factual information or if it's just clickbait or a lie, and people are just having fun with posting fake videos on the internet, right? So I know I ran into this week because I was trying to I have a high level CEO who I've been trying to network with for a couple years post questions on Facebook. And I respond. I send them an email. I send him I send their whole C-suite of directors an email saying, "Hey, you posted this on Facebook. You know my email address. Send me an email every time you have these tech questions because I want you to have factual information and I don't want you to get scammed because I know that once you post something on social media, everybody who thinks they have an answer is going to reach out to you. But I've actually spoken to you in person. I've got your phone number. I've got your email address. I want to make sure you're not, you know, scammed." And the information they gave me, I'm like, this doesn't even seem like a right answer. But I'm not quite in that industry, so I was like, I need to go lo and the answers I was getting from ChatGPT and Gemini. I'm like, this is not factual information. This is just AI hallucinate. Like AI came back with an answer. That's not legit. I actually have to go look up this technology, what they're using, what their problem is, and actually get them a real answer, step by step. Do this stuff, and if you're not confident you can do these steps properly, just Zoom me, and I'll step you through it because I want to make sure if you're asking for something on the internet, you're getting the proper answer because.
Can I point out something?
AI doesn't always give you factual steps, and if you're
No,
just
and
reading,
I think you triggered me to realize why, because it does come back to me struggling building my app through Base 44. So this is a perfect example of why AI, and we're looking at it very differently than we did before. Like, I don't think most people can really use AI for the way it needs to be used because you're not trained how to do it. And as an example, so using Base 44, and all these vibe coding apps, they promoted that it's super easy. You can just think your things into existence. And within 2 weeks, I had maxed out my own credits. Oh, I'll put myself on camera. Even don't mind, I don't look good. So then you can see me as my husband moves away. I don't even know. Am I here yet? Oh, there I am. Okay. So, anyways, so within 2 weeks of being up on the Vibe app, I had maxed out my account and had broke it and could not get past a certain hurdle where I didn't understand what was going on. What I had to do was I actually had to go into my programming background and I had to start thinking of it in the technical way that programming works. Because Base 44 is using AI, so AI can make chunks of code, AI can do coding things, but it doesn't maybe understand the logic of how those codes can most efficiently go and be put together, if that makes sense. So what I had to do is start looking at the code, realizing I was having problems because where it was putting all the code was in one function, making it like almost 10,000 lines. So I was having issues because it can't get through 10,000 lines of code to produce the outcome. It needs multiple functions, the code broken down into specific functions so it can go and just pull the right functions to streamline and actually make it work. I ran into that. I have a tech background, a programming degree. I was able to determine that through assessment, asking questions, and it took me a number of weeks to really determine that that was what the problem was, is that I thought the AI was smarter than it was. which was completely the problem. Me thinking it could actually logic out the code. Well, it couldn't. So I had completely unrealistic expectations that the AI could create the website I wanted, in that I didn't understand it can make code, but it doesn't know how to necessarily put things together in the most effective, efficient, and truthful way, as in Mike's example with the tech, right? Looking and being able to find some of the information, but if it's not in a Reddit forum or the few places the AI is allowed to pull data from, that is also why we have limitations, because there is limitations to where AI is able to even get its information from, right? So that was just an interesting perspective, because now that I've gotten over that hurdle, I'm actually making progress through my app, and my app is becoming quite a bit more. I still think Base 44 is not probably the best platform, because I have to regenerate each day to pull the information for a user, which is good because it clears it up, because it is a dynamic, daily changing information you're getting. But I don't know if it'll be the end platform. But I finally, once I figured out where my hurdle was, I was able to then program around it, and I'm going forward. I don't feel stuck anymore. But that was my own experience of like why Base 44 was this problem. It doesn't work so well. Well, we're not at this understanding, most of us, that we need to know there is major limitations to AI, and it does not think like a human, and it doesn't have the abilities that we have completely to that point yet, if that kind of makes sense. I don't know if I made that make.
You have to fact check it, but you can only fact check AI if you actually know the context and all the in between stuff, and you actually understand. Or it makes stuff up. It makes stuff up. So,
It will
um,
throw all your code into one function and make it 50,000 lines, and then you wonder why it can't do anything, because it'll only pull partial information because it's stuck at line 1,250, right?
yeah. Well, and this is I don't, if you're no matter what you make for videos, this whole class, this whole weekly Ask Me Anything get together, let us answer your questions, solve any of the technical issues you're having. Um, you're only gonna it's only coming out of experience, right? So the students who are in here actually making stuff every single week, we're here to answer your questions. This is why I'm reaching out to. We've had some VIP guests in the past where they were either monetized YouTubers or people who've got their own TV channels or their own platforms, because it's really just bringing in. I want to bring in experience people who've been doing it or in one way or another, just to bring in that the reminders of the mindset, because you make stuff, but how do you make stuff? Well, you make stuff from experience. So with writing a script or being in front of the camera, like every single step of this process is going to bring in new environmental variables that you may not have experience with, and can be seem easy and then become frustrated, or you're like, well, I've been doing this, why did I run into a problem now? Well, maybe there's something new to learn, or you've run into hurdles, or um software doesn't work the way you expect it to, or your technology doesn't work the way you expect it to. I know a lot of people get frustrated when it's one thing to shoot video or make an AI video, edit in an editor, and upload it. And it's a completely different dynamic to make shorts on your phone versus go live on your phone, because the video quality, I speak to some people who just want to do lives from their phone, and I'm like, it's great you want to create. You just have a different set of technical limitations when you're going live. You can get a lot of viewers from lives. You can not get a lot of subscribers from lives, especially if you're doing them regularly. But then you're gonna run into the challenge where sometimes um, your internet connection is not fast enough for live, and it's going to be pixelated and break up, and that's going to just kill the viewer experience, right? So we're just here to share stories and say, well, this is what we did on our channel. This is how we got to our subscribers. Here's how we got to our watch time. And that's a completely different level when you're at the monetization level because you feel like, oh wait, I went from, it took me X amount of time to get subscribers and X amount of time to get my watch time. Some people do it way faster than you, and you're like, well, how did they do it way faster? And it may be because they're bringing in all this experience from a different platform, and it translated well over to YouTube, or it didn't translate over well to YouTube, and they're frustrated. That's what I get with when I talk to TikTokers or people who've only done TikTok and they don't want to do YouTube because it's not the same. They don't have the same experience on YouTube as they did on TikTok because TikTok is more so like a gamification platform, and YouTube, we've been told by YouTube employees YouTube's never going to be TikTok because um they're not going to do the same stuff as TikTok. But YouTube also pays out more once you're monetized than TikTok does. But TikTok's like for some people, it's an easier platform to get started with because there's gamification built in. And the longer you go live, they'll just instantly invite more people to you. And if you buy things in their app, they're going to broadcast you to more people. And YouTube's told us, no, this is not how YouTube is built. So every creator I talk to, um, with a different set of ex previous experiences or what expectations. I think the expectations is really what um, hurts them because they're expecting a certain outcome from YouTube, and I'm like, don't expect anything. I mean, here you can expect from you if you are consistent with it. You're going get great ranking on Google. AI search engines are going to love you, but that's if you're consistent with it and constantly adding new videos. And did you lose internet?
I don't know. I think you crashed. I don't know if I crashed or
Oh,
you
okay,
crashed.
okay. Well, that's the internet telling us the class is almost over because we're 4 minutes in, and I've got dogs whining at me that they want to go for their walk. So, is there any chat that I you've been good with the chat today? I've kind of ignored it. So, not that I was trying to ignore it, but
Mm, I don't think there's much
is
there.
there anything I've missed from Sarah?
No, I don't think so. But I
Okay.
think what you pointed out is the point. Okay, because what I am seeing from other creative, other content, there is kind of a formula that works, but it's not a guaranteed formula. So what other people do does not guarantee that you can follow that formula and be successful with YouTube. What will guarantee success in YouTube is showing up consistently and refining it, and you will build traction. That will equal payoff. You will get traction the more you are consistent. Everything else, tips might help, might make it, might not, but they may not apply to you because
Just
that may not be your experience. And I don't know how much is crashing because everything looks frozen.
okay. I am te we go to the YouTube trainings all the time. I am tested. There's my challenge with lives has been I wanted to go live on multiple platforms at once, and I've done that with StreamYard, but I'm testing one right now where you can go live on Facebook. Like there's YouTube, TikTok's built in. There's a whole bunch of them, so I'm just testing that right now because I know that I've had a lot of feedback from many people. They're like, "Hey, I want to hit record once on my phone." From their phone and be able to go live to all these. I've been testing that this week, really being put and getting my TikTok, and then that's so because I know I've had that request a lot in the past month or two about going live from phones, and this is why a lot live from their phone on one platform at once, and I'm like, well, there should be. a piece of software or an app that allows you to go live from go live from multiple different accounts on my goal was to have it already ready for this week, and I was struggling to get into my Twitch account and my TikTok one from the phone the other day. So I was like, okay, I'm just having issues with Facebook, TikTok, and Twitch all at the same time. So anyway, at 9 a.m. or 9 a.m. Central, so it's 10 a.m. Eastern. This is the 1 hour for YouTube Universe. We are in-person YouTube workshops. So if anyone, I've posted on Facebook already. I've got interest in Niagara Falls and Boston and New Jersey, a couple other places where when we travel through your neck of the woods in North America, if you're interested in co-hosting a YouTube workshop, let us know because I'm sure there's a ton of people in your network who want to do it. They just maybe don't want to show up to a Saturday morning class or they need more hands-on. And I've got worksheets where I've created to help people get ideas flowing on what video formats would work for their business and just how to get started because getting started with YouTube is not just YouTube. It's like, hey, make some video content. It will work for your YouTube. It will work for your Facebook. You can post them in your Facebook groups. You can post any videos you make on your Google My Business listing and just getting started with the discipline of making video content for your business. You know, what you do, services you offer, areas of areas that you service, before and afters of what of transformations you've been able to do with your clients, video testimonials of your customer, all the stuff that I do with my customers, it's all on my YouTube channel because I want when people search for me. Even if I want them to see our videos, and so that's precisely what I've been doing to promote my business for the last the don't 5 years in business with the Don't Get Hacked business. So we're here just to show you our journey and to help you get your journey with video content creation started, and just making sure that you don't do and want to learn more about you, and they want to know how they can support you. And this is the whole reason we're holding this space for you every Saturday morning. So thank you so much for showing up, and we will see you same place, same time next Saturday. Again, the Facebook group, if you have any questions during the week, just post in the Facebook group and we'll answer as we go. And if I'm banned, my wife will answer or somebody else in the group will answer. If you want feedback on your videos, if you're not sure what video editor to use, if you're having some uh creative there's always going to be creative block, writer's block, technology block. You hate technology this week. We understand it. We get it. This is what I've been doing for 20 years, consulting people on how to make their technology work better for them. And in today's day and age, video content is so easy and straightforward to make and produce and get up on the internet and drive sales to your business. Everybody should be doing it or starting to get into it because it's 2026 and I think more people are going to discover you with video these days than just basic text and photos. Support I like supporting people where I like their energy and what they're doing with their business and their community and all that fun stuff. Anyway, have a good Saturday. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.